Oliver Platt here with Tommy Wilden Jr. after Cavalry's 2-1 win over Pumas of Liga MX. Tommy, this club's 6 years old and you've just taken down, in the first leg at least, a three-time Concacaf champion, a Liga MX side, the first CPL club to do it. Does it sink in the moment?
No, probably not now, and probably as we're getting colder out here. I'll have to pinch myself, but I couldn't be prouder. Like, it was a mature performance. It was one that it didn't overwhelm us. I think the experience of last year, I think the work coming in, I think the continuity of our group. We only really had 3 changes from the lineup that won the final. So we knew that they would have some moments that could hurt us. So we were very good in our defensive footprint, but we also had moments where we were able to go at them, and I thought they executed the game plan very well.
Talk to me about that game plan, because continental football is different, knockout football is different, and it's not about throwing out your philosophy and what you want to do, but there's maybe some pragmatism.
Yeah, no, and we had to. We went toe-to-toe last year with Orlando. We said, look, they beat us with quality. We respect the quality that the Pumas have, you know, and they're also a defensively tough team, right? They play that 5-3-2 block, and they're tough to break down. So the only way you break them down is allowing them a little bit more of the ball. And on a smaller pitch here, we knew that we could stay tight, and we knew that when we do get it, we could attack the seams. And I thought, you know, the work of Charlie, Sham, and then Jesse when he came in were excellent in screening. The centre-backs were strong. The full-backs and wing-backs that pushed us up the pitch. But in particular, Sergio, Musi, Jay Erdman and Toby, when we had it, they were exciting to go forward, and we knew we'd have a chance. We were just a bit disappointed to have conceded so close to half, but we responded brilliantly.
I want to get on some of those individuals in a second, but firstly, when you do concede that goal, you've played a very professional half, I think, up till that point. What's kind of the message and the mood at half-time?
Well, and I think we do a lot of work in what our units are, the back unit, the front unit, and Jay Wilden works with a lot of the defenders, and Nick works a lot with the attackers. So we actually talked about actually enjoying the defensive art, the suffering, and on a cold night here against a really superior opposition, defend. Like have the beauty of putting your head on it, of getting touch tight, of playing it forward and getting the line up. And I thought the back 4 and back 5 at times when Jay dropped in as a wing back was solid.
Yeah, there's obviously, I could go through a list of names who were good on the night. Charlie Trafford, I thought in particular. Firstly, I'll ask you for an update on his injury, but also what you thought of his performance in midfield.
Well, it's interesting because I talked to him because he had his yellow early, right? And the referee was, you know, even in the scales of justice, but that's CONCACAF. We wanted to respond. Last year, I got a similar one with him away at Halifax where he got a yellow and you could see he was trying to be goaded in. And I pulled him off and I said, listen, this is an opportunity now to just manage your game. It's slippy, your next foul. And he's go, I got it. And he was very imposing, and he's a big body, right? So not only that, he wins a lot of duels, he's very sticky in possession. And I'm glad he got a goal because I think that's deserving of the impact he has with this team.
And your front 4, Herdman, Musi, had to be patient for their moments, but made them count when they got them. And what more can you say about Toby?
I mean, the lad's special, isn't he? Like I said, if that was their goal, it'd be on all highlight reels in Mexico. You know, if it had been, you know, one of the MLS strikers we're talking about it for years, he is a special player, and he continues to produce special moments for us. But I think the intelligence of the way we work the ball if you remember last year, Musi's cut in and Jay Erdman scored against Pacific. We talked about those moments, and he did exactly the same, found Jay, but instead of Jay trying to score, he's brought it back into Toby, and then Toby, that's just off the cuff, and that's how good he is.
So now Mexico City, I'm sure the kitchen sink will be on the way from their side. What are you expecting? And you know, obviously enjoy this one, but looking ahead to the second leg as well.
Listen, that's what we've got to do. Is again, we've passed the first test. The second test will be even harder. We can enjoy it tonight, but as we go through tomorrow, it's how do we get even better than the performance we had there? And it'll be harder. It'll be hotter. It's their environment. There's going to be a bigger crowd. So, but we embrace that. The bigger the challenge, the more I want these guys to rise to, because we have to.
Tommy, well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Oliver Platt here with Sergio Camargo after Cavalry's 2-1 win over Pumas in the Concacaf Champions Cup. Sergio, yesterday at the press conference, you talked about it being your 7th season and how, you know, you maybe wouldn't have believed all the things that have happened in that time. Is tonight another one to add to the list?
Yeah, you better believe it. That's what we just keep saying. Like, let's just keep. I won't swear, but I say keep doing cool stuff. And that's what we've been doing these last couple of years, especially. We keep making different milestones in our short history. So it's been fun for sure.
What were the hallmarks of that performance? Because I think you guys obviously got a taste of it last year. There's differences in continental football.
Yeah, not chasing the game too much. When we were 1-0 down, obviously it hurt us, especially going into the half, and them scoring so late in the first half, but not stretching ourselves so much where we thought we needed to score right away.
Right.
And understanding that if we kept it 1-0, that we still at least had a chance in Mexico. And that's what happens when you keep yourself in the game. Moments like the goal that Charlie scored and the wonder goal that Toby scored, that's what happens when you keep yourself in the game. You stay defensive, you stay compact as a unit, and things happen like that.
What was the room like at halftime? Because you'd played a pretty solid half, I thought, and then you get that sucker punch right at the end.
Yeah, frustration.
Yeah.
Knowing that obviously we didn't play our best half, but that we could have still been in at 0-0.
Yeah.
And frustration in the fact that we think we could have got out of our low block and our mid block a little bit more, and actually lived in their half a little bit longer. And that's, I think, the things that we changed in the second half and paid dividends.
There's some attacking talent in this team now around yourself and Ali, obviously Jay Herdman joining permanently, and Toby continues to impress. How's it playing in that front four right now?
It's great. It's so much fun. And obviously the four of us get all the headlines, but the play that comes from behind and the way that Sham runs in, Bradley, all the runners that we have on the wing, it makes our job easier and it gets us open and able to turn. And when we're able to turn and then run at defenders and then play off each other, that's when the real magic happens.
You're not at home, obviously, but it felt a little bit like it tonight. You got to celebrate with the fans at the end. What was it like to play here in Langford?
Yeah, it was great. We actually were training yesterday, and I just said it. I'm like, this kind of feels like home. We've played so much here against Pacific, and obviously in Concacaf last year, but we've come accustomed to this field, and the fans, the foot soldiers that were in this section here were awesome, and we heard them from minute one, and obviously they got a little rowdier when we scored our goals.
Down to Mexico City now, what do you think that's going to be like? What are you expecting?
Well, I'm assuming that we're going to get a bit more of an audience now that we're up 2-1. We're also probably going to get their top lineup, and that's what we want. We want to match ourselves up against the best teams and see where we stand. And if we believe like we believe today in the second half, then who knows?
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Sergio.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.